as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Armadillos of San Diego.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they too were winners last time out. So something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
Not sure what you thought, but I thought it was appropriate when he walked into our meeting with his arm totally encased in ice, because he threw 5 touchdown passes last week and won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award.
Yeah, I've been reading the paper this morning, and he said, gosh, I actually thought I should have got 6 or 7. But still, it was an amazing performance a week ago.
Boy, I tell you what, if he thought he should have had 6 or 7, that's a guy's an absolute perfectionist, not just greedy.
To about the 23. The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week.
19 carries, 101 yards, and a score.
Definitely productive, including scoring his 14th touchdown of the season last week. It's going to be fun to watch the matchup now because he has a nose for the end zone. So if you're a defender, what's your job? Keep him out.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Throws out left, it's caught by Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And good running there as he'll take this all the way out to midfield.
Caught left side, Williams. So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up 2nd down.
These two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, Week 8 to be exact. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Richardson looking to throw this. That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run good for 24 yards.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. From the shotgun, Richardson. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Richardson looking to throw.
Touchdown! Darren Waller, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Armadillos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller. Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Back to throw. Fields. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
They run for the first time with James Cook.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. After 7-0.
Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Now it's Fields. Throw caught by Musgrave.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Here we go.
Fields now to throw.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on third down, Fields. Swinging this out right here for Cook.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3-and-out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
And, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
Are you one of those early holiday shoppers? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
Come on. Hey.
Man open left side, it's Williams. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. First and 10.
This out quickly to Williams. Touchdown! Jameson Williams.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Armadillos are able to widen their advantage.
Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson.
Sheds off the tackle, and he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive.
Here we go.
Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10.
Now Fields. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
2nd and 10. Fields again. To the right side, incomplete to Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On 1st down, it's Fields.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Fields. Screen play set up for Williams.
They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Fields going to hurry his guys to the line.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
DK Metcalf, 48 yards. And the Giants get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Set to return it, here's Turner.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. One more go for this offense in the first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Giants are going to get it back here just past the 35.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
A final shot before the break. Fields. A short throw to Musgrave.
So we've reached halftime here in a
halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. And he returns this to the 22. The Giants offense set to begin this 3rd quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
We're paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks. I just say you continue to play.
There he goes, right side. Across midfield and running with power here. And he'll even avoid the contact in the end as he will finally slide to a halt. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Now we give up the middle to Williams. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus.
Touchdown, Giants! Luke Musgrave, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Coup for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, it means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. Richardson to the air on first down. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Giants are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Fields. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, here's the run with Cook. Breaks the tackle, now Allen. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Being chased and feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Khalil Mack picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Here we go.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Justin Fields
With touchdown number 3 here in this game and 17 now on the year.
And the Giants are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Let's go. Trap 60. Trap 60. Ready?
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
On third down, here's Richardson.
Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Richardson.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle, it's Williams.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Here we go.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a fourth down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Here we go.
Here we go with Williams. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and it was fair to look back and say the fourth down was a moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Richardson to throw it.
On the move to his left.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Here's Richardson.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Richardson on 4th down.
Escaping the pressure, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Good.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head.
We got London on the
whole club selling out of here to do. Yeah. First off, my name Toad, but it's really Tobe Chuku. Got a BM that keep my season, that keep me fufu. Grew up wearing platinum fubu on the southwest eating fufu. And the hammer that I keep don't come with nails. Look, I ain't know who Bill Burr was until I met the man. Half my married to the street without a wedding band. I done peeped that all these rappers won't be secondhand. My pop said I'd be broken, barely eat. I should've bet the man. Yeah, cause I'm way, way, way up. Long ways from the days I these valet stuff couldn't pay. Nowadays, all the cake I make us is enough to buy about 100 trucks. From Mercedes, I resage Chukwueze, then my babies. Label hippie trying to sway me, pay me. Wrote the game 2020, you can see it plainly. Can't nobody play me, I kill everything. And lately, at the helm of the mothership of drip, you can see me leaking. Shh, be quiet, a real speaking. Voice of God, every word I jot, feel the spirit breathing. Best new artist, but the way I cook, very seasoned. Everything around me moving, like bachata. Usher told me do it my way, Frank Sinatra. Been a shotter, been locked in with my...
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Now it's Richardson. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted.
John Johnson with the INT. And he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
Well, it's football 101 because when you come in as the favorite team, you obviously don't want to hand any kind of advantage to an opponent ready for an upset. Now, you'll be lucky to only be down 3-zip the next time you get the ball back because you've just handed them a dose of confidence to start this game.
So after the INT, it's Allen. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down. Allen. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Chris Jones coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Allen. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Najee Harris with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over. Yeah, it certainly is, in his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Williams once more, complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly. And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll get that out wide to Waddle. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Another catch there for Waddle. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it. Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately, so he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass. Pacheco. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down. Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop. I did apologize in advance, didn't I? Yeah, you did. I'll tell you that much for free. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal. And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games, and the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys...
Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Second down and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. On second down, this is Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Allen now looks to throw.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
And he will not get what he needed as he stopped short of the first down at around the 22. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Pulled in at the 24. 51 yards on the punt there.
And they will take over first and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Richardson going on 4th down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Here's Allen to throw it.
Michael Pittman.
And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. To the air, Allen. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints.
Michael Pittman.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints are able to stretch out their lead.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Richardson looking to throw.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
Now Richardson back to throw it.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Throwing again, it's Richardson on second down. And pass caught, it's Williams. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. On the handoff, it's Pacheco.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here's Richardson to throw. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. Touchdown! Darren Waller from 21 yards away. And the Armadillos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. And the Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. First and 10, it's Richardson. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Richardson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's Hardy set to return. Well, we put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Harris running straight ahead. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. On 3rd down, here's Harris. Busts through the tackle. Shrugs off another. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So we're past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, It started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ballgame as it's intercepted. It's DJ Turner who's got it.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And
he's got daylight. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 13 yards, and it keeps the drive moving.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. To the outside, that's complete to Williams.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And the pass complete to Waller on the out route.
Touchdown! Darren Waller with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Armadillos have cut it back within a score.
On that third down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
And he's not going to get in as a try for 2 comes up empty, so they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5.
Start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
When teams have a tough time running the ball as this one has throughout this game, it's so easy to just say, forget it, let's throw the football. But that's exactly why you stay with the running game. Eventually, you stick with it, you make some adjustments, you often find ways to run the ball better as the game goes on.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. So the shotgun snap to Allen.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. Touchdown, New Orleans. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 38 yards. And the Saints are able to extend their lead.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
On second down, it's Richardson to throw it. He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
First and 10. Here's Richardson with it.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Flush to his right.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now here live in New Orleans as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
QB sneak, Richardson.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Second and goal from the 1.
QB sneak, Richardson.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
You don't often see a sneak on second down. Usually that's reserved for a third or fourth down call. But the element of surprise was not with them when they returned back on that attempt.
Hey, check that. Go, check.
Here's Pacheco.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Armadillos have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Reek Woolen.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Touchdown!
Jalen Waddle.
31 yards.
And the Armadillos have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
There it is, partner. You see it. Four fingers. What does that mean?
Fingers. That signifies the fourth quarter's here.
That's right. Who's going to dominate? Usually both teams are holding them up. We own the fourth quarter, what we found out so far. 2 touchdowns here, and now they've taken the lead.
Yeah, second one putting them in front. You know what I see on the other sideline, though? It seems like they've tensed up, had that lead. They were playing not to lose it, and they've lost it.
That's a great observation. When you play not to lose, you usually don't win.
Now, though, they'll have the opportunity to respond.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Saints again ready to go on offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Allen's throw pulled in by Robinson here.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. To throw, it's Allen. Sliding out of the pocket. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Saints. Jerome Johnson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. To throw is Allen. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 7. A minute 54 on the clock. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn into a big game.
Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
They'll get that out wide to Waddle. They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. Now Richardson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw is made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Here's Richardson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Now 2nd down and a few inches. Here's Pacheco headed right. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Here's 1st and goal. Quick throw outside by Locke. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save call is to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, if you've been waiting all day for this Sunday nighter's been worth the wait. It's third down here. To throw is Allen. Setting up the screen, Harris.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. 4 quarters not enough for all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Well, 4 quarters couldn't decide things, so it's on to overtime here as the kick is away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is, if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If he makes someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
On 1st down, Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We'll play only the 1 overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down.
They hand this off to Harris. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up.
Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing is Allen.
He gets it complete to Harris. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Offensively, back-to-back, really nice plays. This defense had got 2 timeouts. Maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on.
And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column.